Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Zim, and today we will be discussing if-else statements, conditional logic, and breaking this down real easy and simple for you. So if that sounds good, strap in, and let's get started. Alright, so what is an if-else statement? Essentially, what you're doing is asking the program a question or giving it a set of conditions in order for it to make a decision. Okay? What you're saying is, if this condition or logic, okay, is true, do this, right? Okay. Now, all right, let me indent this, since that's how you, in Python, you tell Python that this is part of this line, okay? Now, the else statement is different from the if statement because you don't need to give it any logic. The logic for the else statement is that all of the above logic is not true. Okay? So for this, you only need to say else and do a colon, and then you tell Python what to do. Okay? Python understands that if this is not true, it will execute what else tells it to. It will not even read this line. It will not go inside these colons here, okay? This is where the elif statement comes in. What? Did he just say elf? No, I said elif, okay? Some languages have it as else if. In Python, we have else running around, all right? Now, what the elif statement is, it's an extension or an additional, I should say, if statement. It allows you to insert more logic, okay? This logic is not the same as this logic. Keep that in mind, all right? Because that would be redundant, and we want to avoid redundancy. So in this conditional block, okay, this if-else block, that's what they're called, we have 1, 2, 3 results. These are 3 choices we are giving the program, okay? We say, hey, if this is true, go inside and do this, and then once that's executed, it moves on. It doesn't read these, okay? Now, if this logic is untrue or false, it does not go inside here. It doesn't read this. It simply goes boop, and it goes to the next block that is on the same line of indentation, okay? Indentation is extremely important in Python. Okay, so here it'll say, okay, so boop, it booped down because this logic was false. Elif, meaning other if. This logic is true. Do this. Okay? Again, if this logic is false, Python will not even enter into this colon and even consider doing this. It will simply go boop. Else, it understands that if all of the above logic is false, it will execute this line of code. Okay? Now, let's play this out so it's a little bit easier to understand. Let's say we went to the arcade, all right? And we're young, and our parent or guardian gives us 10 coins, okay? So we're going to assign the integer of 10 to this variable coins, okay? Now, let's say for each game you have to have 4 coins, okay? So we'll say if coins is greater than or equal to 4, you can play, right? Okay? And then else, meaning everything other than this. This means coins is either 4 or greater to infinity. Otherwise, no dice. Not enough coins, okay? So, in this case, if the coins are 10, we're going to be able to execute this if block, right? So let's see what happens. Ah, wonderful. We're able to play. Now what if we change this to 3? No dice. It came in, it looked at this line, it said, this is untrue. I'm not even going to read this. I'm just going to skip over and go here. Is this true? Well, is all of the above logic false? Yes. Print. Boom. Executed. All right. So this can be as simple as it is here, or it can be very complicated. Let's implement a case where we use the elif statement. Okay. Elif condition. All right. So let's say we're doing test scores. Okay. And let's say we're evaluating the letter grade. That's a good one. And let's go with 75. Okay. So if your score is greater than or equal to a 90, then you got an A, correct? Oof, I'm gonna have to turn that off. Okay. Elif, your score, is greater than or equal to 80, print B, because you got a B. Okay. And then we got we could go through them all, but let's just say else, meaning anything else. And this is someone with very high standards. Okay. So now we know that score equals 75, right? So what will print out here? Obviously, let's comment this out. And let's give it a run. Need improvement? Oh my goodness. Okay, well what if we change this to 85? B. Well, you might say to me, hey Zim, I'm confused. Here, I'll give you a better example to be confused about. Let's change this to 91. A. Okay, now you might say, but hey Zim, I'm confused. 91 is greater than or equal to 80, so why didn't it print out both? Well, when you're doing your if-else structure, remember what I said. When you come to a statement, okay, if this logic is true, it will execute this line and then it will break out of the if-else structure and move on to the next thing in the program. Okay, so let's do this. Let's uncomment this, cut it, put it below, so it's a separate statement. Okay. Now, when I run this, I'm just going to go back over and show you what it's going to do. But what's happening here is once this executes, it says, it goes to the first line and says, is score greater than or equal to 90? 91? Yes. Print A, break out of the structure, go to line 18. Coins equals 3. Assignment of an integer. Okay. if coins is greater than or equal to 4, okay, that's not true. I am not even going to go inside this indent, this colon, okay, because it's not true. So I'm going to go boop, and it's going to go to the else statement and print no dice. You don't believe me? Just watch. Okay, so our score was 91. Printed A for us. Came down here. Didn't even read any of this, by the way. Came down here. No dice. So that gives a good point. That brings up a good point. If you're building an if-else, elif-else block, right, it might be smart to put the most common or reoccurring factor or logic at the top. Because that way your computer or your program doesn't have to go through a bunch of stuff over and over if you can save it that time. That will take up less time and it will be more efficient. Okay? So now we understand if-else statements, and we'll dig in a little bit more when we go into functions with these. I hope I helped you understand, and if you have any questions, throw them in the comments, give some love and some likes, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Zim out.